Yes, we're recording now. Yay. Okay, so this is Writer Unedited number 25, wherein I sit at my writing desk and just basically talk about what's going on in my writing life. Sometimes what's going on in other parts of my life too. I do this every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, except when there's a conflict, and then I usually try and move it to evening. And what else was I going to say? Oh, if you miss one, you can always find it on my YouTube channel because I post them all there eventually. Okay, so I have, Kelly says, no questions, but I loved both trilogies I have of yours. Thank you, Kelly. Which trilogies do you have? Just type it in the notes. I'm just curious. I'm going to guess Wager of Hearts and maybe, I don't know, Whisper Horse? Not sure. Okay, so this live is going to be a little bit on the short side because I am on deadline. I have to have this book, Louise's book, finished into my developmental editor on February 1st, and it's not finished yet. Ugh. I am currently at 102,000 words, which translates to roughly 340 pages in a trade paperback-sized book. For comparison, Gabrielle's book was 540 pages. Louise's book is not going to be anywhere near that long, thank goodness. That book just didn't want to end. But in Louise's book, I finally feel like I'm truly approaching the end. I was talking last week about the receding end, where I always think I only have 3 more scenes, but really there are 6 more scenes. I now think that I really do only have 3 more scenes, plus the epilogue. And it's certainly possible that another scene will sneak in there, but it's not going to be a big one. There won't be a lot. So I, at this point, can smell the end. Smell it. And I just want you to know that even though it will not be in the final manuscript, I always type the end in giant capital letters because it's so satisfying to do that. And then generally I get to take a nap after that, because that's what I deserve. And at the same time that I'm typing madly toward the end, I'm still revising the early chapters based on the comments of my wonderful critique partners. And I have just one more set of pages to do before I run out of their great comments, which always makes me sad because they just do an amazing job of telling me what I need to fix. So it's a good thing. But then I turn it over to my terrific developmental editor, and she also tells me the things that I need to fix. So I have lots of eyes on the story always, which I hope makes it better. Okay, so I just want to see what Kelly said. Wager of Hearts and Casanova. So Wager of Hearts is definitely mine. Casanova is not. Not sure what that one is. I have Second Glances. I have The Consultants. Oh, maybe Consultants. Casanova means The Consultants. Ah, Agent Hacker Money Man. Yes, those are The Consultants. Sorry. Suddenly dawned on me. I do have a series that starts with a C. Got it, Kelly. Oh, so glad you like that. That one was my, had some romantic, had some suspense in it. The Consultant series. So I've been talking about my deadline, and I, excuse me, mentioned it to a non-writing friend the other day, and he said, I thought you didn't have deadlines anymore because you're self-publishing your books. And I figured this might be a common misconception about indie publishing, so I will tell you why I still have deadlines. First, because if I don't have a deadline, I will never finish the book. All right? I need a time frame to work in. Also, I really try extremely hard to have one book out every year, which is considered very slow for my genre of romance, but it's my natural cadence. I need time for the books to percolate to be the best that they can be. So now, I've been trying to give you recently both a full-length novel and a novella every year, and I'm still aiming for that this year. So, Kelly, you'll be happy to hear that I'm planning to do a crossover novella. So it will have both the Wager of Hearts characters in it, and it will be in Kaleva. In fact, it's going to be Dr. Ben Cavill's story that people have been asking me about for forever, and I have very remissly not written yet. But this is the perfect opportunity for that. So I'm hoping that will be out in the fall. Um, so the other reason I have deadlines is that I'm not just a writer anymore. I am a publisher. And that means that I have a production schedule for the book, and that production schedule involves other people. As I've talked about in previous lives, my books all go through at least 3 rounds of editing. In fact, oh dear. In fact, Gabrielle had 4 editors. The 4th one was an editor just checked my Spanish usage. And in fact, Louise's book, the one I'm working on now, is also going to have a 4th editor who's doing what's called a cold read. And the reason I decided I needed a 4th editor for this is that Gabrielle's book had a lot of world building and a lot of information about secondary characters in it. And because I know what was in Gabrielle's book, and even my critique group knows what was in Gabrielle's book, I'm afraid that we won't catch the need for certain pieces of information in Louise's book because we already know it, so we just slotted in without thinking about it. So I have found a wonderful editor who has not read Gabrielle's book. Shocking to think that, right? Joking. But so she's going to do a cold read and tell me if there's any information that she feels must be put into Louise's book that isn't there right now. So to go on about editors, all editors, they are talented freelancers who edit many other people's books. And because they are talented and they're very good at their jobs, they're in demand. And so I have to get my book on their schedule in order to have them edited. Hence the deadline. So what else has been going on? So yesterday I met with my wonderful marketing consultant via Zoom because she's in Canada. And we got a lot of the tedious detail work done that has to get done before I can put Royal Kaleva Louise up for pre-order, which I'm planning to do. I finally wrote the first draft of that pesky book blurb I was talking about, I think last week. You know, that's the copy that goes on the Amazon book page. It goes on the back of the paperback. It describes the book in ways that hopefully make everyone who reads it instantly want to buy it, which means it's really hard to write. But that I got the first draft done. Now it's going to get polished up. My marketing consultant will take a look at it. My critique group will take a look at it. So that's done. And because we did some other stuff, I felt confident enough to announce the release date for Royal Kaleva Louise. And it is, drumroll please, June 25th. Woohoo! Chrissy Whelan, this one's for you. You heard it here first. June 25th release date. It will be up for pre-order ahead of that date, probably for 2 to 3 months. And I will be discounting the pre-order price for Kindle to $2.99. The regular retail price will be $4.99, and that price will take effect probably a couple of days after release day. But I do want my loyal readers who pre-order to understand how much I appreciate them, and that's why I'm giving you the reduced price for pre-orders. So thank you for pre-ordering. I really appreciate it. And as always, I will be donating, I can talk. Well, maybe I can't. I will be donating a percentage of my royalties for Royal Kaleva Louise to one or more animal rescue groups, because I do that every time. And that will include pre-orders and the first week of sales. So that's the usual. And that's honestly all I have for now. Does anybody have a question? Because I'm happy to answer. No? No questions? Probably just as well, because I really need to get back to work. Got to get the editing, the revisions going. That's my afternoon job. And then my evening job is adding words and getting closer to typing the end in capital letters. Yes. Can you tell I'm excited about doing that? I am. Okay. Well, Kelly, it was so nice to see you. And I sure hope you feel better very soon. Get rid of those germs. Read a good book. That'll help cure you. I know that. touch the books in your library. They have healing powers. And bye, everybody. So good to see you.